Hello, welcome. We're continuing the MSQ for endwalker, and yeah, let's get to it. Greetings, honored scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have a message from His Excellency, the Satrap. Brave scions, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in this most trying of times. Alas, matters here at Maganduda prevent me from meeting you all in person. As a token of my appreciation, I have arranged a feast to be held in your honor. May it nourish you in preparation for the trials ahead. Such are the words of Master Vitra. The feast he speaks of awaits you at Mildred's Marine. Pray make your way there whenever your business here is done. We thank you for your kindness. Indeed, I was hoping we might find a place to discuss our next course of action, and that seems an ideal venue. And to you, Yo-san, there is someone we had hoped to introduce you to in particular. While I am loath to detain you further, might you spare a moment of your time? A personal invitation, knowing full well your services are the highest demand right now. This must be important. Worry not, we'll save some food for you, so take all the time you need. Thank you, friend. Whenever you're ready, please join me in the Aetheryte Plaza. I shall go on ahead. Access to the Aetheryte you see here has been restricted to a select few ever since the tower first appeared. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience, but it was deemed too dangerous to permit the free movement of visitors at a time of emergency, a risk we could not take. In light of recent developments, however, the satrap has decided that such restrictions would only hinder our efforts to combat the final days. As such, I would encourage you to attune with the Aetheryte before proceeding along the corridor. Finally. You must be wondering what this place is. You stand in the hall of the Radiant House, from where our leadership oversees all of Han's military's operations. Sundrop, our destination, lies just ahead. Here. It's a lady taking notes. Inventory. I feel like I should talk to these people. I was. Oh, Yosan, Ishgardian members, let there be no doubt the Fury favors us this day, that we might stand in the presence of a true hero. Ah, so you're the one I've heard so much about. To think I would meet Doma's savior here in this distant land. The liberator of Alamigo is always a welcome sight. If I can be of service in any way, just ask. Well, look who we have here. Word of your deeds in Ratsadhan had reached the Sultanate, so you know. Wait, I know you. But forgive me. Idle chatter can wait. Yo, we've been waiting for you. Welcome to Sundrop. Without further ado, allow me to introduce to you to... Aha, so you're the famous Yosan, eh? I knew it the moment you stepped through the door. You the look of one who was walked through hell. Serva, please, you are speaking to the satrap's honored guest and the savior of our people. Can you not show a modicum of respect? What disrespect is there in paying a fellow warrior a compliment? We're all friends here, or will be soon enough. More formally then, for the benefit of my countrymen, it is a pleasure to have you with us, O great champion of Eorzea. Scion of the Seventh Dawn, warrior of the right, all around good egg, I'm sure. Aha, a woman after my own heart. I like that. Don't you worry, I'll keep it short. There's just a thing or two we'd like to remember. First of all, about the room you're standing in now. Rasahan welcomes delegates from other lands to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Then there are military matters to discuss, which is why all of these officers are stationed here in Sundrop. I imagine you're more familiar with each of the nations they represent, yes? We've got representatives from Doma, Volda and Alamigo, Limsa Lamonza, Redania, and last but let it be said but never let it be said least, Ishgard. They're the eyes, ears, and mouths that bridge the distance between Razathan and their respective homelands. We've used this brief respite to share details of our plight with our overseas counterparts. And wouldn't you know it, all their leaders requested a few words from you specifically. You're a woman in high demand, eh? And so, would you mind regaling us with your own account? Indulge us before you indulge yourself. And thank you for the report. The conditions under which men are turned to beasts, the etheric anomalies, anomoralities you have observed, and you have given us much to consider. It is concerning that this first transformation apparently occurred before the skies turned red. 'Tis contrary to what one would expect. Thankfully, the information you conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon has already proved invaluable. As soon as reports of the calamity here in Thavnir reached the Grand Company of Eorzea and Far Eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the final days were indeed upon us. They began taking steps to assess the extent of the phenomenon's spread. Our agents were about to confirm that, for the time being, skies burn only over the Bounty, including this island and Corvos. Alas, that is of little comfort. All throughout Allied lands there have been reports of people transforming into hideous beasts. Yeah, that's not good. From what little we have learned, these incidents are similar in nature to that involving the merchant Kalza. As was the case here, the victims underwent the change prior to the heavens being set ablaze. And so, while the burning skies have yet to manifest beyond the Bounty, the transformations do not appear to be subject to any similar restriction. If anyone anywhere overcome by despair can turn, then nowhere is safe. That's about the size of it. Speaking of which, we ought to give these creatures a name, don't you think? Here in Radzahan, we've taken to calling the first to change, which tend to be the biggest, blasphemies. A fitting name as any. To ensure clarity in future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology. Our leaders have taken measures to deal with the threat to the best of our abilities. Each nation has assembled their own groups of elite soldiers to put down these so-called blasphemies and respond as when they appear. At the same time, they're doing all in their power to put people's minds at ease and prevent panic and fear from spreading. That said, brave souls with strength and fortitude to fell these terrible fiends are not easily found. Just so, and it is for that very reason that we turn to you. Pray lend us your strength and help us slay blasphemies that plague our homelands. Now, you don't have to give your reply before dinner. I should also mention that each blasphemy seems to possess wildly different characteristics. What works well against one may serve you poorly against another. So before you go rushing off to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates. They'll tell you what to expect. And with that, I do believe our friend here has a feast to attend. Spare a thought for us while you're tucking into all that fine cuisine, eh? You have gained access to the role quest for Endwalker. A separate quest line in the story is now available for tank, melee, DPS, and other roles. Is it required? I'll find out later. Figures my homeland is the one that's melee DPS, though. Pray forgive Cher about her rudeness. She can be a bit boisterous at times, but it is simply her nature. Anyway, my apologies for keeping you in your heart from your hard-earned rest. You will be joining your companions, yes? Do you know the way to the Mayheim? I do have a terrible sense of direction. Truly, a remarkable weakness for such a well-traveled adventurer. Anyway, you can either use the Ethernet or go by foot via the Ethernet Plaza. From there, cross through Lash and Bazaar and continue down the passage. You'll find yourself right in front of the Mayheim. When you arrive, pray request a drink of your choice. Mildred says that tonight it's on the house. And with that, I must return to my post. On behalf of all the Radiant hosts, I thank you and your friends once more for lending your strength and courage to Ratzahan in our time of need. We shall endeavor to fight the good fight to the end, that we might honor Ainwan's legacy and serve Master Vitra well. You have my word that your efforts will not be in vain. Okay, I'll be back for you. Over here. Okay. Forgive me for not wanting to make a toast. My throat was utterly parched. I'm overdue for a good meal. I know I must eat to regain my strength, but between you and me, I don't have much of an appetite. The threat here has been quelled, but our job's only just begun. Good. You could join us. Mihail over here. There will be happy to take your order. How was your meeting with the Radiant? I would love to hear more. Welcome. When the satrap asked us to entertain a party of honored guests, I was wondering who it might be. This is a lovely surprise, to say the least. By the way, I heard all about Kazel from your friend Gratia. I understand there was nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear he meant us no harm. I cannot thank you enough for dispatching the beast. As the smallest token of our thanks, your food and drinks are a mere day's treat. Speaking of which, what shall I start you off with? As you wish. Pray join your friends and I will bring you your drink. Your drink is on your way. Please have a seat. Welcome back. Whatever did the Radiant want with you? Pray tell. Our allies have sent Meligary delegates. That's news to me. Mind sharing the details?
So blasphemies now plague all the realm.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true, as it did in Amarot.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
No one would survive.
Here's your order, friend. May you find comfort in these dark times.
where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing. We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something, anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Hydaelyn herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days. Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more.
In our time, we called it Elpis. You would do well to remember that the name. But
So advised the Watcher. But what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Another dead end. Quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
Not alive as such, but not quite dead. Lidibus. I sealed him in the white auricite of the Crystal Tower back on the first. Contained within that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea. Naught may remain of his soul. However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. I know we can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can.
to go first.
Thank you, my friend. That would mean much to me.
If nothing else, should we learn the first is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it.
And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Indeed. To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the ethereal sea.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread.
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation. Yes, so much left for you to see. Where beginning ends, and end begins.
Nothing like a feast to lift the spirits. I trust you enjoyed yourself as well. If the Forum truly has been spurred to action by Heidelin's prophecy, then is it not odd that the anti-tower was entrusted to Master Matoria, who bears them no love? No doubt she has a reason for this, and I would know what it is. Beasts and blasphemies may be running amok in nearby lands outside the influence of Radsahan and the Alliance. If so, I may need to go hunting. The final days, how far has the phenomenon spread, and how does it manifest itself in each land? I must reach out to my friends in each nation and find out all I can. Ah! Well, I suppose I do feel better after a full stomach. After all, burning skies, blasphemies, not if I've got anything to say about it. Now then, is there anything we forgot to mention? Are your arms and armor in good order? In that case, it's time we each attend to our tasks, and when you arrive on the first, give my regards to Reen. Tell her I miss her. Should Reen ask questions, don't hide the truth from her. If anything, see if she has any insights to offer. She's not a child in need of protection, but a comrade we should be willing to rely upon, even if a part of me always begs to differ. Take this, yo, my spirit vessel. Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower systems in the umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus' essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lena for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the ascensor gate. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I am living my life to the fullest, that I am happy, hardships and all. Well, we had best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we'll each see each other again ere long. I feel like I always check, like, even though I haven't done a battle. Okay. You are returned. Have you been well, you and the others? As well as can be. Well, glad am I to hear that. I trust my lord is enjoying himself. He said this to you, these exact words. Oh, to know that he is happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Yo, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself, futile a request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our Lord. No one could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Green came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Green has been dedicating herself to the restoration of the empty UC. Though it will take many long years, the goal seems to have given her a newfound sense of purpose and fulfillment. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? You wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well, I shall fetch the key at once and take the opportunity to find Reen. Please wait for me in the city in the front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say. I will be along as soon as I can. Feels good to be in the first again. Shadowbringers was maybe my second favorite expansion. Endwalker is actually up there. It might be my favorite. But I really like Shadowbringers. Special place in my heart. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly Yo? Ah, it is. Full glad am I to see you hail whole and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling the events from the flood to the knight's return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift. Knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. That's cool. There is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Truly, I never would have guessed, but then if I could, I suppose I wouldn't have had to ask. The Warrior of Light is who I would have picked if it was there, for sure. 'Tis a tremendously eye-opening answer, and we will see that your account of this battle features prominently in the tome. I know you'd love to talk your ear off, Morin, but we really should be on our way. Those documents from Yilmore won't collect themselves. Of course, and afterwards would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Till next time then, do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular, remind him not to overexert himself again and again till his ears fall off if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? It's her. It's really her. What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Oh, is this good? Best not, Riquay. You'd only give her a stomachache. We've come to see Maureen to get his advice. One of the guards finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know that I want to be a mage and Arco isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. He isn't here? Ah. Oh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arco best, axe, sword, or bow? Probably an axe. The axe, if you took the axe, you could be just like Albert, the Warrior of Light. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book some today. It's really popular though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style, and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. What a strange first-person cutscene. First-person cutscene. Such fun she's been having basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does she spare a thought for me? Of course not. I waited and waited and waited, but she won't so much as acknowledge the presence of her beautiful branch, even though they're right here. Such a heartless thing, our sapling is, cold and cruel and heartless. If you truly missed me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you will call with me with twice the passion next time, though for there to be a next time, you've some few struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Would that I could aid you in your quest. Ah! But the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Whether it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. But here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at the tale's end. Who else? Of course. My apologies for the delay. Yo, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin, never once heard her called. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then the other night I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting for some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze like during the star shower. Oh, so it's happening here too. But then I blinked and everything was normal. Okay, cool. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else has seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Yo, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amra has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the First. So don't worry about us, please look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath the blazing sky. Not bad. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena, decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. We lived through the flood and the tyranny of the Light Wardens. We're survivors. Do what you need to do and know that we will too. +1. It's been a while since I've been up these steps. Mistress Yo, welcome back. The captain has told me I'll give the word and I will show you to the ocular. Okay.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business. Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all. So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share. I do this not for you. I merely perform my duty, as I have ever done. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place. A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived. Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief. In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey? Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back. Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
Oh, wow, okay. This device is reminiscent of Ethereal. Perhaps it is possible to attune with it. Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay. In the past. The man stands dutifully by the Aetheric device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As it is warned, it appears your form is intangible. Can't run? Serious? This is the right place, yes? Propulion? Judging by the woman's word, this facility is called Propulion. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. Very well, let's wait a while. Excuse me. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half-mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mare Lamatorium and the recreated Amarat. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. He suspects the door leads outside, but how to open it? Oh.
And here we are, Elpis.
I know that voice.
Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while. You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Huh.
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business. By the by, You see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant. You may open your eyes.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend? A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here? Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
Whoa. It's beautiful. Those dogs came all
This presence.
from all that way back then. That makes sense, actually.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
It's out of curiosity. Okay, come on, let me. My friend's supposed to pay me a visit, but there's still no sign of them. Perhaps they're too absorbed in their research. Pardon, why yes, this is Proprion. I know not where is you intend to go from here. I suggest waiting for your master. And who might you be? A lost familiar, perhaps? Oh, I didn't wish to stare. Does it surprise you to see someone whose visage remains unshrouded? Those researchers are far from the academias and your words of Hallmark here to observe the state of the local flora. I wish they would give equal attention to the ambient environment, specifically how much noise they are adding to it with their little debate. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magic allows us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive or of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Ellipsis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Now then, our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emexelt wishes to keep a low profile for his damn self. Do you know how to make a rope? The basic concept will do. No, in that case, Emexelt? No, your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of aether out of me. The way this grips sometimes. You think you wasn't a nigh bottomless font of magic. Very well, I shall make the rope, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requested material. Let me check something real quick. Okay. No means no, just be grateful I'm even willing to wait. Yes, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope, I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 Petuli. There are 3 species here, I believe, and 2 different kinds should serve. Now, I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the roll die first. Good luck. You've caught the plateau. You die. Come, come, let us see. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but we're trying not to stand out. Try it on for size. Well, not just like that. You need to revert them to their constituent ether first. Lest you wonder why I asked for two species, it is due to the difference in their etheric balance. Blending them allows us to produce garb with superior etheric stability. Well, and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. MX self speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're a familiar. The question is whose? Of course, Azam's. If you say you belong to her, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence? For lack of her presence, absolutely. Were she here, she'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. As doubtless as it is, passing you off as Aslam's familiar is probably the best approach. Should she take offense that others are so readily believe her recklessness is to blame, she is welcome to mend her ways. Pass as a child in your original size? I think not. Augmented or no, your ether is still far too thin to be considered normal. Close enough. Alright. All the mass moves, that's cool. Alright, If you are ready, let us continue along the path to Anagnorisis. The place serves as an auditorium hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. Let's see if this observer knows Hermes' whereabouts. I was wondering what she was examining, but it seems to be the bush itself. Real quick. Extraordinary. It's not every day I see a charming familiar. Why, I'd much rather observe a pretty little thing like you than all those brutish creatures everyone insists on making. For a familiar, you appear quite inquisitive. Perhaps you were created to learn. Well, if there is anything you wish to know, I would be glad to explain. Observing voracious predators and the like is an incredibly dangerous occupation, which is precisely why I keep my distance and leave the rest to you familiars. After all, I am far too important to risk my neck gathering dung samples and the like. What shall we do next, my little ones? A spot of sunbathing, perhaps? Ah, so I made those things. Those who know. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with the Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mask I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see, my lips are sealed. The chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you'll find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Hydelus, while I've never met Hermes, you know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Emmett Selk and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see ether quite keenly and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Ellipsis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment like as not, but point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short dark hair. So, you know, it's because we're in Ellipsis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and I thank you for humoring me. Come, let's find our man. Still looking for the chief? He should be out observing somewhere, likely at one of the pools. Let's see, different dialogue. Oh. Oh, he made these little fuckers? Like this guy. There is never a dull moment with the Oriole. Their fondness of minerals makes them highly unique, and I dare say they will be no less popular. Hey! Been around since even back then, eh? They have such funny faces.
You are...
You are...
Oh. Oh. Different. You're different too. Different. You're different too. You and me. Friends. We're alike. I want to be friends. I want to be... Wait, please. Wait, please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
Do not be alarmed.
Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts.
May we please be friends?
May we please be friends?
May we please...
May we please be friends?
Ah, I see you found him.
Ah, I see you found him.
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while.
Hythlodaeus.
Too long, then.
It's been a while. Too long, I
Too
think.
long indeed for close collaborators.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You are of the convocation.
You are of the convocation?
Emmet Selk at your service.
Emmet Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You have travelled far for
You
it.
do. You have travelled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote
Given your
location is
facility's
something of a
purpose,
necessity.
its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
You wound me.
Oh,
Have I not ever
you
been an
wound
attentive and
me.
helpful friend?
Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend?
But moving along to more agreeable company.
But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to...
Well, you certainly have her attention.
Well, you certainly
Is she
have
one of
her
yours,
attention.
Hermes?
Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteor. It means
Her
shooting
name
star.
is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her
If I
ether
may
is
make an
terribly
observation,
thin.
her
I fear
ether
she
is
might
terribly
dissipate at any
thin.
moment.
I fear she might dissipate at any moment.
Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau.
Nor do I believe
I
you've
would
made a
remember
submission to
such
the
concept if
Bureau.
you had.
I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too
I
early.
haven't, as you say.
She's a pet project
I
of
judged
mine,
it too
so
early.
don't-
She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing.
Rest assured that I will attend in
Person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
The Nemostoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish. The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
I'll help too!
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
The tenet of the words of Metron is to create aquatic life, both unique and beneficial. Aquatic. What would possess him to put the creature in the sky? And is it even aquatic to begin with? The Ambrosdoma was submitted to the Bureau not long ago, and I'm pleased to see it has found its way here. We'll make sure these little ones don't wander off like their adventurous fellow. Go on and lend Hermes a hand. Hermes, are you alright? Seems Hermes and Metron have found their quarry, creature known in the sage as Ambrystoma. Yet though it has been safely extracted from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. The Ambrystoma, Hermes saw it high up in the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped up on him, and he slipped. No, I'm fine if I'm a little embarrassed. Now, for your own safety, please stand back. Ugh. Hermes, are you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Metron. Both you and her... Yosun, you were called. An intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I have forgotten all about his spells. Truly, what a relief. I must thank myself and Ithalodus when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Ellipsis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. I'm glad they're safe, Hermes and the Ambrystoma. The Ambrystoma stares at you unflinchingly, as if regarding something novel. Regarding it in turn, you notice that it appears to be floating, if ever so slightly. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let us return to Anagoras. Yes. Some creations stay outside, others stay at Kaitis, like the Stomas. 'Twas blissfully uneventful in your absence. The little ones were on their best behavior. No more errant creations to distract us from the matters of actual import, I trust. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all of the Ambistomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space. If you would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let creatures slip away again. Some creations stay outside, others stay at Catesis, like the Ambrostomos. Will you be attending as well? If so, you should join the others at the building. I've decided to open a shop to keep my little creation fed. My wondrous wares can be used for the right amount of bright-colored gemstones. Wait, how many gemstones do I have? 55. While Onyx has been accommodating thus far, he is the one who has business with Hermes. If you wish to attend, you will have to ask his permission.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force? Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
He is an Excel.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Fandaniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Fandaniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Aetheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the Star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no. I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Most would jump at the chance to serve at the congregation, and yet... Don't mind us, my friend. Please tend to Meteon. Forgive me. I will make it up to you. I promise. I'm sorry, yo. I didn't want to. Didn't mean. Nah. They walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk. What is upstairs? Nothing. Hermes got sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am, how he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why did you come here? You want to learn about Ellipsis and Hermes? Oh, teach you. I can teach you. We can take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. Then it's settled. We're just like, yes, let's talk to Memon. He should be near the Aetherite. I'm not good at explaining, but Memon is, so I'll have him explain instead. Let's go and talk to Memon. He should be near the Aetherite. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours 16. Two hours 16 plus 427. 6. Almost 7 hours. I think I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. This is a good place to stop. When we come back, we explore the past. Thanks for watching, as always, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.